No pets allowed. Move. The security guard blocks her path. She clutches the shaking dog tighter. He's injured. I'm not leaving. Phones click on around them. Just a stray, someone mutters. She's causing a scene. The guard grabs his radio. Final warning. She stands her ground. Then make your move. The late afternoon sun baked the pavement outside the bustling Rivercross Plaza, where weekend shoppers buzz between storefronts, sipping iced drinks and tugging shopping bags. Cars honked in slow traffic. Children laughed and darted between legs. It was one of those scenes where everything seemed normal, almost painfully indifferent. That is, until the scream. It was sharp. It pierced the hum of the plaza and made heads turn. From behind a parked delivery van, a dog stumbled out, blood trailing from its side. A medium-sized Labrador mix, its golden fur was stained red along its flank. It limped desperately into the open, eyes wide with pain. A car nearby screeched to a halt. Too late. It clipped the already injured dog's leg. The animal yelped and collapsed in front of the Southside Shopping Pavilion, where a "No Pets Allowed" enforced by security sign stood bold beside the revolving glass doors. People paused. Some gasped. A few pulled out phones. But no one moved, except Tessa Green. She was already halfway through her iced coffee, debating whether to head into the tech store or the vegan deli. She was dressed simply, jeans, sneakers, and a green hoodie, but her reflexes were instant. She dropped her cup and sprinted toward the dog. Hey, it's okay," she murmured, kneeling beside it. Blood soaked her knees instantly. "Oh, God! Someone call a vet!" A man nearby muttered, "Gross. It's bleeding everywhere." Another woman said, "Is she touching it? What if it has diseases?" A teen laughed, phone pointed at the scene. "Yo, this is going viral." Security arrived fast. A tall, broad man in navy uniform stepped in front of Tessa, holding out his hand like a stop sign. "Ma'am, pets aren't allowed inside. You can't bring it past the doors. Please step away." Tessa looked up, fury in her eyes. "This dog is dying. I'm not bringing it into shop. I need to get it out of the heat, off the concrete. There's a water fountain and shade inside." "I understand, but it's policy, health code. It's bleeding out. Are you even listening? If you don't comply, I'll have to call for backup." A crowd began to form. No one offered help. No one stepped in. The dog whimpered, trying to crawl toward the glass doors. Tessa's voice cracked, but her resolve didn't. "If you won't help, get out of my way." Security moved to block her path. Tessa stood, lifting the dog with all her strength. It whimpered in agony, blood soaking into her hoodie. "I said move!" Someone in the crowd gasped. Another muttered, "She's crazy! Someone stop her!" the guard shouted. As she took a step toward the entrance, another guard appeared from inside. Shoppers moved aside, whispering. Tessa could barely hear them over the hammer of her heart. "Back up," she barked at the second guard, "or tell me where the nearest vet is." "There's an animal clinic 4 blocks down," a voice finally offered, from an older woman in the back. "By the pharmacy." Tessa didn't hesitate. She shifted the dog's weight in her arms and turned, pushing past the crowd as people reluctantly cleared a path. A man clapped slowly. Someone hissed at him to stop. She was halfway down the block when she realized someone was jogging beside her. "Wait!" It was a teenager, same one who had been filming. "You're going to need help carrying it. Let me come." She hesitated, eyes narrowing, but nodded. Together, they made it the rest of the way to Sage Animal Clinic, a small corner building with blue shutters and a rusted wind chime. The front desk nurse took one look and called for Dr. Lena. "Emergency intake. Gunshot wound?" the vet muttered, examining the dog. "No. Impact trauma. Lacerations. Maybe clipped by a car after another injury." They moved fast. Tessa watched from the window outside the exam room, arms shaking. Her hoodie was ruined. Her hands were red and sticky, but her chest felt light. She did the right thing. No matter how many strangers had glared or filmed or whispered, she had done what no one else would. The teen offered her a bottled water. "I'm Owen." "Tessa, you didn't even blink back there." "I blinked. I just didn't stop." The next morning, the video went viral. Woman fights off crowd to save injured dog while security enforces no pets allowed rule. Clips circulated across TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. The footage was shaky, but the emotion was undeniable. The security guard's firm tone, Tessa's defiance, the bleeding dog in her arms. Owen had posted it first, with the caption, "She's a hero. Everyone else stood still." Thousands commented. This made me cry. The way the crowd just stood there. The rules are there for a reason, but come on. We don't deserve dogs or people like her. Did anyone check on the dog? Tessa didn't care about the fame. She only cared about Copper. That's what she named him. The clinic had managed to stabilize him. His ribs were bruised, front leg fractured, and a jagged slice across his side needed 12 stitches. But he would live. The vet confirmed. No microchip, no collar. Likely dumped or escaped. Probably injured days before he stumbled into the plaza. She visited him every day after work. On day 5, she was allowed to walk him, slowly, gently, around the clinic yard. He wagged his tail for the first time, leaning into her legs like he remembered. Then came the backlash. The shopping plaza's management released a statement. "We stand by our commitment to public safety and health codes. While we understand the emotional nature of the incident, our staff followed protocol." But under public pressure, the tone shifted days later. A second statement read, "We are reviewing our emergency protocols and have open discussions with local animal welfare groups to implement an appropriate exception policy for future emergencies." Even the security guard, initially ridiculed, made a post. "I didn't mean to seem heartless. I was doing my job, but watching the video again, I could have made a different call." People debated. Was Tessa right to break the rules? Was security just enforcing policy? Who gets to decide when it's okay to bend the law? But in the quiet corners of the clinic, it wasn't about viral fame or public opinion. It was about a dog who wouldn't have made it through the hour, and a woman who refused to walk away. 2 weeks later, Copper walked beside Tessa, limping slightly but strong. She'd filed adoption papers the day the vet gave her the all clear. They returned to Rivercross Plaza. This time people recognized her. One woman whispered, "That's the dog lady." A man gave her a nod. The security guard, same one from that day, stood near the entrance. When their eyes met, she tensed, but he raised a hand, not to block her, to wave. "You again? Just here for groceries. Dog looks better. He's a fighter." A pause. "I was wrong that day," he said. Tessa looked down at Copper, who wagged his tail. Then she smiled. So was the whole crowd. They let her walk through. Tessa didn't become famous, not in the way people expected. There were interviews, a few podcast requests. Animal shelters reached out. She spoke once on local news, but mostly she went back to work, back to her small apartment, back to walks with Copper. But the plaza changed its signage. A small addition was made to the metal sign outside. No pets allowed except in cases of distress or emergency. Below it, a QR code linked to a short video about Copper's rescue and a message encouraging shoppers to report injured or stray animals to management immediately. More importantly, people started acting differently. 2 months later, when a kitten was found wedged under a car in the same parking lot, it wasn't ignored. 3 people called animal control. 1 man crawled underneath with a can of tuna. A woman donated her jacket to keep it warm until help arrived. Tessa saw it happen from across the lot, Copper by her side. This time she didn't have to move, because someone else already had, and that was enough. If this story moved, you don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful true stories. Your support allows us to keep delivering valuable insights and stories that inform and inspire people everywhere. Thank you for watching Strangers Who Care, and see you in the next one.